Spencer, we are in the heart of London and we have a great crowd. This is the FIFA Interactive World Cup Grand Final 2017. Now, over 7 million players worldwide entered this competition, but only 32 of those made it here to London. And now we have our final four. Later on this evening, we will find out who our FIFA Interactive World Cup champion will be. But first, let me welcome to the stage Mr. Spencer FC.
Hello. How you doing, guys? It should be a decent event. Laura, are you ready?
Yeah, I am ready. Nice walk on. I liked it. You did it in style. Yes, I know. Spencer, it is impossible for us to overhype this situation. This is the biggest stage of these guys' lives.
It really is. The most money ever up for grabs, the biggest qualification process, the most complicated qualification process. So many obstacles they've had to overcome to get here. These four thoroughly deserve it, and one of them is going to be taking home a life-changing amount of money.
You've been here for the whole thing. The standard has been incredibly high, hasn't it?
It really has. We've seen some shocks for sure, but 32 of the best players in the world, you're always going to have that. Big players going out in the groups, some not getting through in the knockout stages, but of course these guys here are all really good. I can see some of the guys in the crowd that didn't quite make it this far, and they'll be gutted not to have that chance, but we're going to have some fireworks tonight, I think.
We absolutely are. Now, you mentioned the knockout stages. Here's a quick reminder of what happened in yesterday's action. It was a tense day of gaming at Central Hall, Westminster, as the final 16 players went head-to-head in search of a place in the grand final and a step closer to that all-important $200,000 first place prize. After over 6 hours of passion, drama and high-class action, the field was whittled down to our 8 semi-finalists who went head-to-head in the semi-final first legs.
It's 1-0 in the first leg of the PlayStation Divisional Finals. That's a big start. And you've got a question what's going through Cody's head right now. What a piece of play from Gorilla. That is 6-0.
So there you have it. It's been an incredible journey that our players have taken to get here. They've already played one leg of the divisional final and they will play the second one tonight before we find out who will be in our final showdown. Now, Spencer is joining me now. Let's have a little look at this, Spencer. What have these guys had to do to get to where they are?
They've had to do very well, but the PlayStation side, as you can see, is still wide open. Only one goal in that first leg for Dito. He's got a slight advantage, but Timox will feel he can come back. On the Xbox side, of course, Cody suffered a 6-0 defeat to Gorilla, so Gorilla will be absolutely fuming if he doesn't get through to the final showdown now.
It's not going to be easy for Cody to get that out of his head and start again from base one, is it?
Well, he's had a lot of time to stew, almost 24 hours since that first leg was played. Maybe he's gone away and watched some of Gorilla's gameplay. Maybe he's worked on some things that he found didn't go his way in that first leg. So even if he does bounce back and have a bigger performance, he's going to take 6 to 7 goals to get back in this. And that's if he stops Gorilla scoring, which very few people do.
We know we're going to have a German in the final. Do you think we'll get an Englishman in, having said that?
I don't think I'm putting myself on the block as a massive expert to say I think we're going to have an Englishman in the final. He's 6-0 up, but it will be a great clash if he does get through. England versus Germany, 51 years after they played at Wembley Stadium down the road in the World Cup final. We could have a rematch.
All right, let's have a quick reminder of the format then. This is what the boys have to get through. It's a knockout format.
It is indeed, yeah. 2 legs, which means if you do have a bad first leg, you can turn it around, you can recover. 1-0, obviously, Timox is down right now against Dito, so he's got a chance to come back. Essentially, it's half-time in that tie. And if it's all even after that second leg, it goes to a third match, which is golden goal from the off. And if it's still level, after 90 minutes and extra time, we could have the drama of penalties.
Which we would love to see, but I don't think the players would love that. Now, if they do make it through that stage, they will get to the final showdown. And Spencer, what's the format for that?
So, we play a game on each console. So the player that is slightly better at playing with the console he's less familiar with, less practiced on, has got an advantage here. And there is an away goals rule. Every goal you score on that less familiar console counts as double, essentially. It's an away goal. So, if it comes to it, that could be what gets you the trophy.
And here is what they are playing for. It is a whopping $200,000. It's the highest prize money we've ever seen in this competition. It's 10 times the amount of last year. Spencer, that is a life-changing amount of money.
It really is. It shows the intent of the future of the FIFA Interactive World Cup, but also FIFA esports in general, that has increased so much. Even second place is double what first place got last year, but there's a big gap, isn't there, between second and first place? $160,000 is the difference. I know which one I'd rather have.
Absolutely. Now, our commentary team who have been with us throughout the competition is Joe and D-Man, and we can have a little word with them now.
Thank you very much, Laura. Yes, what a season it has been of FIFA 17. Obviously, we were in New York last year. We had some epic finals, Joe. We're hoping we can top it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a great crowd in here. We've got an Englishman possibly in the final. He's still got a little bit of work to do, and we shouldn't count anyone out just yet, despite that 6-0 lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Hoping we're going to get some fantastic games. Laura and Spencer, back to you.
Thank you very much, guys. Now, the boys in the PlayStation Divisional Final know each other well. Is that a positive or negative, do you think?
It depends, they might play each other often. One of them maybe has a little bit of an advantage in terms of their record, but they've already played that first leg, of course. And there is the 1-0 lead to Dito, so Timox has to come out and play a little bit more. This is where the practice really comes through. How many times has he put himself in this situation? How many times has he created a scenario where he is trailing and has to come back? If he's done that in his practice, he might feel that he can do it for real.
Those two have been very composed, especially. Now, before we meet them, let's hear from them.
I've played FIFA professionally since 2006. I think I'm one of the oldest guys in here.
I've played for 2 years and I've been to a lot of tournaments, but the FIWC is surely the biggest tournament I've ever been to.
I know Timo pretty well. We have played against each other so many times, and of course he's a strong player. He's always under the top 5, top 10, and that's why the games will be pretty hard.
I know Dito for a long time. He plays there. It's very frustrating because he's just keeping the ball, switching the flanks all the time, and all you can do is like run after him, try to catch him.
I'm good at keeping the ball and also creating the chances in the right moment, have a good feeling for when to create a chance.
You have to play the way he does, like keep the ball and try and work your chances, because if he has the ball then you won't see it again for like 20 minutes.
I'm in this 1-0 lead, but we all know FIFA, that doesn't mean too much. But it gives me a little bit of advantage, and I hope I can take it for the next game.
If I go all out like in the first 15 or 20 minutes, the chances to concede another goal is like 100%. So I just have to try and play my game, try to play attractive with fast combination skills.
I've gained a lot of experience doing my FIFA games in my career. I won't be too nervous, I think, and I approach the same way like I do every game.
Well, if I won on Saturday morning, I think I would be the happiest guy in the world.
If I win, I would be completely happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first PlayStation finalist representing Germany, Timox. And also from Germany, his opponent, Dito.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Dito versus Timox. It ended 1-0, a very close setup between the two. Timox, he was in the grand finals for the PlayStation in Berlin just back in May. He's been in this position before. That went to a penalty shootout against the Englishman Eggshells. Dito, as he's saying, he's been around for a very long time, Joe. Even Chrissy Bollard, who is in the attendance somewhere, we wheeled him out once again just because he was the last time an Englishman won back in 2005. He played Dito back then. He is a man of vast experience.
Yeah, absolutely, and we heard already just earlier from Timox that he's been playing for 2 years. On an experience level, these two guys really don't match up. However, I think Timox this year, I've been saying it all tournament long, has been very, very consistent, constantly pushing it, but never quite going the whole way and picking himself up a championship. If there was ever a time to do it this year, this is it.
This is the moment. Obviously, $200,000 up for grabs, but they need to reach that big grand final. Yesterday's match was a very tense affair. It did just end 1-0, but Timox was not without his chances.
Absolutely not, and I think he'll be a little bit frustrated with that. However, we saw the percentages of possession. We've just heard what the players say. You know, Dito is quite happy to put it out there and say, I play a possession game. I like to keep the ball. I like to hold the ball. You're not going to get it off me. Timox knows that as well. I was having a look at his Twitter earlier on, and he actually said, I've got to have my pressing game on ball today. I've got to be 100% fit for this one, because if he gets the ball, 20 minutes in game would not be unlikely to just see gone, because she can't get it back.
Yeah, and of course, if you are new viewers, if you've never really seen FIFA 17 before, we are using what's known as the FIFA Ultimate Team mode. Now, what I mean by that is you can pick basically your dream team. Think of your fantasy football, which I'm pretty sure everybody has just done with the start of the Premier League kicking off last week. You're basically picking your dream team from around the world. So expect to see your Ronaldos, your Neymars, your Messis all up front. We're not on the legends. We will be on the Xbox soon, but of course, Ruud Gullit sat front and centre. He will be almost certainly in both of the Xbox teams as well, alongside Patrick Vieira. What a dream team that could have been a long time ago. But obviously, here on the PlayStation, no legends are available. So your standard defensive setup. Basically, everybody that you can think of throughout 2017 that has had a massive season in the Premier League, the Bundesliga, La Liga, they're going to be playing.
Yeah, and it looks like both players are ready to go. So everyone, let's make a little bit of noise here. This is the second leg of the PlayStation final. Aggregate score is 1-0 to Dito. The question we're going to find out in the next 90 minutes here in game is if he can hold on to it, or whether Timox can turn it around.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We heard Timox say he can't go gung-ho. He knows if he does that, chances are he will lose possession and lose a goal. Timox is playing in the white of the German national kit, and Dito playing in one of the EA Sports kits, which is the blue and red. And is Dito on the attack already? An early goal here for him could be clinical. It's a great through ball, and it is a goal! Is it offside? Checking the referee. It looks like it's going to count. There's a big celebration. That's a strange celebration. I'd love to see someone doing that one in real life. It is offside. I thought I could see like just a little through ball, a little off.
He's done the slide there at the end, obviously a well-known celebration there. You know, offside is going to happen, but they're the danger points. We've actually seen Timox being the man that's done incredibly well with a lot of long balls over the top, but Dito has also created goals out of nothing with very, very similar balls throughout the group stage, and this long, drawn-out playoff phase, which is, you know, a marathon for both of these players over the last couple of days.
Absolutely. Dito, as has been proven, possession game, short passing, just playing triangles effectively around the players. The old Liverpool style of the 80s. I'm going to go with that one, Joe, and ignore the fact that Barcelona have been doing it for many years in real life. He's been sticking to it, you can see. He's been fouling down the left. It's actually interesting. Dito uses a couple of players that not a lot do. Lacazette up front, obviously just moved to Arsenal. Massive striker for Dito in his team. Almost muscled off the ball there, but he will keep possession, and this is something that's going to really frustrate Timox. You can see him working. He's got to try and win the ball back, and that in itself is a massive advantage for Dito there as these guys work the controllers.
Yeah, you can see there the styles that these guys play. The problem that I see for Timox is that he doesn't have to be frustrated. He can't allow himself to be frustrated. He knows exactly how Dito plays. He said that many a time already over the last couple of days, so he's just got to keep his head in this one, hope that when he finally does get the ball, I mean, we're 15 minutes in, he's hardly really had any possession so far. When he does get it, when he does have a chance, he has to make it count, as this one's going to be put in.
Right, he's going to get a chance to shoot. It goes to Lacazette, look to line it up. He might go for range here. Kante trying to work it into the box. Tap in the goal, as it were. Suarez looking for the cutback. Beats one, beats two, gets it back. Pogba can square it. It's deflected, and Ramos, somewhat cool and calmly, just clears the danger across the box to Marcelo. Not too sure it's the safest defensive method, but it sets up an attack for Messi.
Yeah, this is where Timox has to be effective now. A big run down that wing. He'll have a couple of men to beat. Actually, will cross it, and I think it was Kante there that got there first, headed back to the keeper. And that was the first half chance. I think we can safely say that Timox has really had a sniffer after 20 minutes gone. Things, I would safely say, are going the way that we expected, with Dito having all that possession.
But we did just see Timox making one of those trademark cutting long balls. That's speaking of an overhead through ball. That's working well for Lacazette. Can he shrug the defender off? There's two of them there. Marcelo will win it back. And this is kind of could play into Timox's style. Messi looking for one of those through balls. Beats the defender, plays it back into Ronaldo. Suarez looks like he's trying to hold the line in the middle at the moment. Ronaldo looks for the cutback. He's going to try and play it back across the box, it seems. He's going to have to recycle it back to Marcelo. And then Kante, you can see in the middle, has the support. Pogba should he need it. Messi cuts back inside. There's a shooting chance if David Luiz had not cut that out from Ronaldo.
Yeah, given away either almost instantly by Dito, and on the edge of the box we've seen so many amazing goals throughout this tournament so far from the edge of the box. They've shown almost everyone that they're not scared to have a shot. They think that the percentages of that going in will work in their favour rather than trying to take it that one step further, trying to walk it in almost. Now it's Timox with possession. He's got an advantage there. It's Neymar and Walker, along with Marcelo, just going to combine here on this bottom side. That's a big through ball. It's Pogba. He pulls it back. He's still going into Suarez. Oh, he's hit the post, but a man's gone down there, and I think there's a penalty here.
It looks like it.
And it's a red as well.
Card for Ramos.
Wow.
A penalty and Dito down to 10 men. And I just want to point out, this is such a rare occurrence in FIFA 17 to see these given these red cards, especially in the box. Penalty for Timox. He's going to go left, he's going to go right, he's got it in! It's all square, one apiece. Timox is back in the game, and Dito had some serious work to consider here. Expect to see some changes, because he needs to find somebody to go centre-back.
Yeah, that's more than unfortunate for him at this stage.
Well, just think about it, Joe. How often do these guys actually have defenders on the bench? It's all about that attacking changes. I don't even know if he has someone now. I want to keep my eyes on this one, because there may not be a defender he can throw back there. He's got Boateng on the bench. Okay, he's safe. The big German, he's just got to figure out where exactly he's going to go and who's going to come off. I'm going to have a look. You can see Ruud Gullit in attendance there. I wonder how he would have made that tackle in the box. Maybe try and head it, I don't know. It's the Gullit bullet. Can't really do it from a penalty spot. It's not really going to work out. But as it stands, it is Boateng coming on, and he's taken Thauvin off, I believe.
Yeah, obviously needs to make changes at the back. That's something that almost goes without saying. The question now is, with just 10 men, how does Dito's possession game actually work out for him?
Something interesting actually there, I did just pick up on. Timox conceded a tactical change. So Thauvin, of course, it's the left wing. So it means he's going to be a little bit weaker on the left, but that's no problem, of course. Thinking of the slow build-up for Dito, probably won't affect him too much because he tends to work it through the middle anyway.
Absolutely, but one man less means your possession game is going to be less effective for you. You're going to have a hole somewhere that you've basically got to avoid, which makes you more readable, especially from Timox's side. 1-1 on aggregate. Those of you familiar with an away goal rule, they're not counting here because obviously both players from the PlayStation bracket, so no away goals in this, just pure aggregate. If it's all level, then we'll go to a third game, which would be a golden goal third match.
Yeah, which Timox has been in already. Managed to get that 6-5 result against Principe the Italian. A great match, that one. Dito looking to try and get a counter here with 10 men, remember. That's a great through ball, but the keeper off his line early. Courtois will hold it. Plenty of time to give the clearance. So, Timox, has he got the momentum now with the man advantage, the goal in his favour? It's cheap possession given away, but it's just as cheaply given back to Timox as Suarez looks for the through ball early. Ronaldo's won it. He could go for a long ranger here. Tries to cut inside, and Boateng, the man that just came off the bench, gets it clear.
Bit of a scary moment there. Once again, we're at 40 minutes into this one, and I think Dito will be quite happy to go into half-time where it is still at 1-1 on aggregate. Needs to maybe have to think about this while he's got that break, figure out a possible plan B, or at least how he's now going to execute plan A when it's not been at 100% strength.
Well, he did jokingly say to us behind the game, I'm going to be playing with 5 at the back. Obviously he didn't go with that, just joking around, but as you can see, half-time beckons. With just a couple of minutes to go. Extra time, of course, will be given as well. It's about 2 or 3 minutes there, as Timox doesn't really have too many men forward, so has to just hold up the play. Back to Kyle Walker down the wing. Neymar into Walker again. You can see Ronaldo trying to make the run. It's back to Suarez, who's Coming back, playing in that cam role. There's Marcelo looking down the wing. You won't see too many crosses in FIFA 17. You can see Messi in there. He's wanted to really cut it back. I think he's just won a... no, it's just going to be half-time. Thought he won a free kick in the corner there. But Timox leads at the first half, of course, from that penalty. A big, important penalty. Let's check out, obviously, exactly how it went. Dito had the early chances. There's just a couple in there. That's the offside chance in the opening 4 minutes. And you can see... clearly offside, but this is the penalty. Let's have a look at it. Okay, David Luiz slides in, blocks off, yeah, and he took down.
It was completely
off the ball, way off the ball, yeah.
Completely after the fact, he slid in there, and expertly done there. Bottom left-hand corner, obviously a guessing game at that point, but making no mistake, power down into the bottom left, and at half-time, 45 minutes away from potentially deciding who will go through to that grand final and have the chance to win $200,000. We're all tied up.
Well, we are all tied up, and if it were to stay this way after another 45 minutes, we will be going to that golden goal chance, which nobody really wants to go to. Pogba through to Ronaldo as they try to work it from the kick-off. This is probably the best chance he has when he's got his men in position. That's a great little through ball, but Kyle Walker tips it back to Courtois. Clears the danger early on.
So what does Dito do? Not much of a pause, honestly, at half-time. We watched through the highlights, but we're right back into this. That's the trademark switching of flanks that we know from Dito. That ball spending a lot of time in the air, making it difficult for Timox to really get back on it. However, that's a bit of a mistake. Will be dispossessed, and there's a bit of space now in the middle for Kante. His pass, though, sloppily will be cleared. He's a chance for a run straight on through. It will be Ronaldo. What's he going to do from here, though? It's Ramos that he's going to be up against. There are a couple of men in the box, but Marcelo there as well. He wasn't able to cut it back, and he'll be taken out of danger by Timox.
Decent bit of dribbling to clear the danger as well as he plays it across. Sergio Ramos to David Luiz down the right flank, trying to exploit some space, of course. Remember, there is nobody on that left wing, so trying to make as much as he can out of it, but it's picked up easily by Dito's defence as he plays it back. Marcelo has to play it back. He's going to really have to just try and work it down the right wing. There's not a great deal he can do on that left. You can see there is just a big hole there, but that's gone over the top. I think Pogba's way offside.
Yeah.
And that's really what he's looking for now. Some of those little overhead through balls. Cut the defence in half and beat the offside trap.
I feel like this game now going to swing over in favour to Timox. Had that goal today, obviously the first leg of this one was played yesterday evening, so both players had a good night's sleep, although I'm not sure how good of a night's sleep it'll have been for either of them, in all honesty. To think over what they're going to do. It is a big ball over the top to Marcelo. We'll have two men to beat though, and he spins perfectly between two of them. Gets it into Pogba there. Suarez, Ramos comes in, and he's got it away. Dangerous always with a man like Suarez in the middle of the box.
Counter-attack is on though. Neymar, can he find the pass? He has. He's going to Ronaldo, just needs to beat the one defender. But it's David Luiz. And he's not an easy man to beat as he lays it back to Courtois. Dito clears the danger. 64 minutes gone here. As we remain at 1-1 on aggregate, 1-0 today. Like I said, how to play fairly defensively back in his own half. Valencia can't work it through at the moment. A lot of pressure from Timox's players high up the field. He's got to be careful he doesn't get undone by one of those big through balls, but he's working it well. Marcelo, dangerous cross-play ball to Boateng. You can look at the pressure. Messi right on his back there. Ronaldo pushing up. Suarez in the bench. 4 men forward. Marcelo has to play it out. This is Dito. He's so cool and calm about this, despite the fact most people would just totally panic in that situation.
Yeah, and that's a big strength. I mean, I think that comes a lot from experience as well. That's a nice run again from Lacazette. Where's he going to go? Well, he runs right into Ramos, but claims himself a corner from this one. Now, will he take it long? Does he decide to play this one short? Been about 50-50, I think we can safely say, through the tournament so far. That's a nice little read from Timox. Does get a throw in there, though, does Dito.
20 minutes to go in regulation time. And straight to golden goal after that. It'll be a fresh match-up, 90 minutes. But it's Dito on the attack from the corner. Lays it across. And Kyle Walker, well, the shot just blocked. Last-ditch effort by the defender. Now, though, with men forward, there's a counter-attack chance. Neymar beaten soundly off the ball. And it's right back in Dito's hands.
Marcelo. One thing we should also point out that, you know, even if you've only got 10 men, but you hold possession, which obviously didn't work out there. If you hold possession, that deficit's not quite as big for you. But now, with Timox, ball back with Ronaldo. Where's he going to go from here? Kante back towards Marcelo. Has a bit more space on this top side. Walk feeding through. It's Neymar trying to get in there, but Courtois was out. It's a bit of a sloppy kick out, but defender, it was Pogba actually that got there first. So Dito holds. Nice shielding from Pogba. You have to wonder for Dito, okay, slow build-up is the name of his game anyway, but will he try and hold out for a golden goal scenario where he can push a couple of men maybe riskily forward and look to end it there? Will he even try and hold on to extra time and then penalties after that?
Well, that's just it. There's 10 minutes to go here. What do you change? Do you go for it? Do you roll the dice? Do you throw things forward? Griezmann coming on for Timox, I just saw. Didn't see Lacazette maybe going to come off. There's obviously Mane, Martial. Mane backs up pace on that wing, Martial. All these players have been used fairly heavily by the two. At the moment, just having a brief look through the stats to see exactly where it's going to go. For Dito, despite the fact he's been down to 10 men, it hasn't really shown that badly for him, has it? He's still playing pretty damn well. He hasn't been pressured heavily by Timox, and that's maybe down to Timox just being a little more risk-averse, I say, just because it's the final.
Yeah, and I think that's a fair call with, you know, you're just one step away from that grand final with the 200,000 on the line. I think most of these players that we'll see here today will be looking for the safe game. Obviously, Cody, 6-0 behind, might have to take a few more risks than anyone else. That goes without saying, but for this one, I think Timox one apiece, got a man extra. I think there's no risks in this game. He's just going to play to his plan and hope that he can actually break this deadlock, which may happen here. He's got possession. That's a big through ball towards Martial. Will cross this one in. Was headed away though at the front post by Dito.
Yeah, he needed to be. There was plenty of men lining up for it. Now can Martial for Dito do something with this? He gets it back to Valencia, looking to make the run. Has to go and recycle it back through Pogba and maybe try and drag some players out of position. That's what he's doing. You may be thinking, why is he going backwards right now? What's he doing? He's trying to pull players out of position, trying to work that AI and controller. Ball through the middle with just 5 minutes to go here. It's Dito building the attack, and you can see that how good he is at keeping possession despite the fact there is only 10 men. He has to work it down the right. He's looking to get the ball through, but it's Griezmann all the way back in defence that picks up the ball. The overhead through ball had to be won by Boateng.
Yeah, and I think that sloppy pass that we saw there is exactly what Dito needs to avoid. We know that he can hold the ball. That's what he needs to keep doing. That's a big one over the top though to Marcelo. Will be first man there as well. Into the edge of the box. Ronaldo, Pogba, and now Martial is going to try and find that drag back. Can he find a player to shoot? No, it goes all the way back. I think he's held on to the pass button just a little bit too much there. And now ball over the top. Griezmann is out for a throw-in. And actually full time.
That is it. We end at 1 apiece, which means, of course, it will be a golden goal situation. Let's get over to Spencer and Chu to talk us through it.
Thanks very much, guys. Talk about a dream start for Timox. You're 1-0 down against a master of possession. Just minutes in, you get yourself a penalty, a red card for Dito, and you score the penalty. I mean, he's got to be loving it at that point, right?
I mean, he's got to be loving it, but that's the experience of Dito. You saw in the gameplay, it didn't even seem like he was down a man. I mean, this guy's been in the FIFA scene for so long, and it shows the kind of experience that he brought to that match, keeping possession.
Exactly. Let's talk about one of the key moments that happened before the penalty. It was actually the offside goal, which a lot of us actually thought in the arena here had gone in. You can see the offside was a completely correct decision. Striker just off, but what a finish in the first time here.
That was fine margins and an incredible finish. I mean, that was a great volley by Suarez.
How different it would have been if that had gone in and made it 2-0. One thing I did notice is, as cool as he is in possession, Dito dives in a lot. He does dive in a lot when he loses the ball. He dived in the box there, got himself a red card. Penalty went in, the game was changed, but you have to say, post the penalty, Dito recovered unbelievably. The amount of composure he showed on the ball to keep that possession, And that's what champions are made of, right?
Exactly. Now, I think maybe what T-Mox was thinking is that, do I go with a two-strike formation? But he did keep that 4-3-3. He did not want to risk anything. There's $200,000 at stake, so, I mean, would you want to just keep it the same way, right?
This is what fascinates me. We've all been in this situation. You and I have. Everyone watching at home that plays FIFA knows how frustrating it is when you're in a big game with your friends and you get a red card and you can't believe your luck. Imagine it happening to you in a game where there's potentially $200,000 on the line. How did he keep his cool? I can't believe it.
I mean, that's why these guys are professional players. I mean, that's why they can do this on this stage. I mean, people are doing it at home, in their basement, in their, bedroom, but these guys can do it while thousands of people are watching them all across the world.
Okay, guys, remember we are moving into a golden goal situation now. Okay, this means that the first goal wins, essentially. We've had our two legs, it's completely even. As soon as someone gets the ball in the back of the net, they have won. If that doesn't happen inside 90 minutes, we'll go to golden goal extra time. And if we still haven't had a winner, by that point, it will be the drama of penalties. And we all know how good the Germans are at penalties. But what happens when the Germans are playing the Germans?
I mean, it's going to be interesting because I don't know if they'll both go for it, Golden goal, like you said. First goal wins it. Do they go attacking or do they stay in possession and play it safe? It'll be interesting to see.
Of course, they're trying to get their way into that final showdown, but there's still the big matter of this golden goal situation standing in their way. If they get in there, though, they've got a chance of securing that $200,000 against either Gorilla of the UK or Cody the finisher, also from Germany. Let's remind ourselves how the prize pot actually works and how much money is up for grabs. It's $200,000, Stu. You can see it coming up on the screen shortly. That's a life-changing amount of money. We've said that before. They also, by the way, get an invite to the best FIFA football awards where they can mingle with the biggest football stars on the planet. But right now, these guys are fighting for that 40k, because that's what you guarantee yourself if you make it into the final. What are you thinking if you're Timox or if you're Dito going into golden goal, Stu?
I mean, 40k is pretty good, but I think they'll be looking at that 200k, so they're going to be doing whatever it takes to make sure they get into that final.
Huge game coming up, guys. Listen, you're going to not want to take your eyes off this. We're going to head back to our casters now, Joe and D-Man.
Well, we are about ready to go. Golden goal, you know what it means. You've seen it before. We've actually had it in the French World Cup many years ago. In real life, of course, it does mean that Dito's back to 11 men. And Timox could only be in 1-0 with 10. Is that a bit of a mental edge right there?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, for Dito, he's probably happy to have one more person back on the pitch for him. Works for him. I mean, who wouldn't want that to be the case? That is the case here. They will be starting off fresh with all 11 players. The question is, who has the most pressure on him now? I think Timox has relieved a little bit of that, putting that penalty away and surviving through these 90 minutes now. He's also been in this position before. He's won on a golden goal match already in the playoffs.
Yeah, and obviously that was against Principe, who arguably was one of the favourites, I would say, on the PlayStation bracket. Certainly the Italian playing very well. That game ended up 5-5 golden goal, and of course it was 6-5. This is the penalty, of course. Here's the tackle. Keep your eye on it. It's off the ball. It's Pogba that was brought down by Ramos, and it was a straight red card, and something you really don't often see in FIFA 17. But it was Suarez that tucked it away with ease. Goalkeeper guessed the wrong direction. So, where's your money at? Timox or Dito? They're right in front of us. I mean, no pressure.
Luckily, they got the headsets back on. I said from the beginning when we talked about this potential matchup, I think that Dito, just through experience, has probably got this one. But Timox, as I said, this year, he's pushed it so hard. He's gone so close so many times, but never really quite got there, never won the championship. This could be it, though.
Yeah, runner-up at ESWC in France, runner-up in Berlin for the FUT champions. He really doesn't want to be runner-up here, does he? It's Timox on the attack in the white German kit. And Dito, once again, in the red and blue that you used to seeing him in. The away side, Walker crunching tackle there to start things off. Remember, all it needs is one goal. One goal, game over. You are into the final and winning a minimum of $40,000. That is what's on the line. It will just one goal.
And it's Dito with possession again, playing it around brilliantly. There, as I say that, of course, cursing Marcelo will nick the ball away. Now into Suarez. He's surely going to send the man through. He's got a load of space. Ronaldo surely will score, and he does. Was he offside?
I think he's offside. I think it's offside. Timox was ready to celebrate. You can see the score, 0-0. It's right there on your screen. I honestly, when it went through, I thought it was offside as well. As soon as he took the pass, I was thinking it might be offside, and it is. Drama here once again. The linesman, well, they never get it wrong. Not in this game, that's for sure. Marcelo through. Will Dito, what sort of mental game has Dutchess played on Timox? He thinks he may well have just been through, but it wasn't to be. Now it's Dito on the attack to build it up. Ramos, switch of play, switch the wings, back across. Looking to try and stretch the game a little more. Valencia just about playing it back. And look at the high pressure, the high line that he's playing. His back four across the line. That's a great ball down to Pogba, but he's still got to look to cut inside. And it's not to be. A free kick given. And a really dangerous position.
What will Dito do from here? Looking like he's going to swing this one in. Who will get on the end of it though? Here we go, straight towards the penalty spot. Up in the air, lands out to Talvin on the edge of the box. Ronaldo tries to strike it with the left. Suarez, that's turn inside, pulls it back. Talvin, it's in, and Dito is going to win it here on golden goal and goes through to the grand final.
Kai's brother Dito coming along on the stage to celebrate. They are into the grand final in the cross platform. Dito is your FIFA Interactive World Cup PlayStation champion. Can he go on to win in the grand finals? Commiserations for Timox, runner-up once again. He has been Mr. Consistent throughout 2017, reaching so many finals, but it's just not to be. The offside goal, and that linesman is not going to be his friend, that's for sure.
Absolutely not, but as you said, it's never wrong. Heartbreak there for Timox. He thought he was in, he thought he won it, but credit to Dito, bouncing right back, and he goes to the final.
Well, let's get over to Lawrence Spencer to break down that drama.
Thank you very much, boys. Spencer, what drama is the right word for that? Look at your face, it had everything. Dito managing to survive, having a man down, and he is now in the final.
He is. Unbelievable scenes there. The fact that Timox had exactly what happened to Dito at the start of that last game with the offside goal, I don't know how, he obviously didn't recover because he didn't just thought he scored, he thought he was through. He thought he had the golden goal, and he didn't, and he's got to go sit back down and get back his head back in the game.
And
this is the moment that he thought he'd won the whole thing. See his slow mode here, he is offside. That centre-back stepped up. I don't know if Dito did that on purpose, but if it was genius, because he played that guy through, but knew he was offside, and then minutes later, Dito gets the ball into the box, and it falls to him nicely after Timox fails to clear it. It's a cardinal sin, and he just gets a little bit lucky with the rebound there off the challenge, but then when he did the cutback, we all know what happens then. That is the archetypal FIFA goal. It's in the back of the net. Dito has got at least $40,000, guys, but he could have 200.
Got to have a word on Timox, because that is the worst way you can possibly go out at this stage of competition, isn't it?
Golden goal, penalty shootout, maybe you could argue is as cruel, if not more, but the seeing Dito's brother there jump on the stage and give him a hug and everything, that was great to see. But yeah, commiserations to Timox, fantastic competitor, not just at the FIWC, but all year he's been amazing. He's just fallen short.
Brilliant. Right, Spencer, thank you very much. Now, after the break, we are going to be hearing from our PlayStation winner and also finding out who will be joining him in the final. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 5. back to the FIFA Interactive World Cup. Dito won the first leg of the divisional finals, lost the second but managed to hold on and scored a golden goal to put his place in the grand final, and in quite some style. He's joining us now. Dito, you're watching that goal go in there. You managed to remain so composed throughout that entire situation, even when you were a man down in the second leg. How did you do it?
I don't know. The red card hit me a lot, to be honest, and I wasn't the one who slided. I wasn't the one who did that sliding tackle. That annoyed me so much. But yeah, I had to keep calm, play my game, and just be focused on what's happening next.
Even now you're calm. You're not jumping around. You have booked your place in the final. You must be feeling a little bit excited, no?
Yeah, I'm excited. On the one side, I'm excited for sure, but on the other side, I'm sorry for Timo. He's a great player and also deserves to be in the final.
Yeah. Let's have a little look at the draw now. We can say who you're going to possibly be meeting in the next round. Cody, the finisher, obviously a fellow German. No goal scored against Gorilla. Spencer, it's going to be a difficult draw there. What do you make of that?
Yeah, so obviously the favourite to get through from that game is Gorilla. It could be a Dito-Gorilla clash, England versus Germany in the final. Dito, are you ready for it? Are you up for the challenge? Yeah, I hope so. I really like to play against Gorilla. Haven't done it before, but I'm pretty excited about how this game will be going. And on the off chance we do see a miracle comeback from Cody, have you had much experience playing against Cody? To be honest, Cody is an Xbox player, so we haven't played before. Of course. And what about your game on the Xbox? Like, are you any good? Have you played much on the Xbox? I have played Xbox, but you have to find the balance between playing PlayStation and Xbox. So yeah, because of the chance in getting to the final is pretty low. Therefore, you have to find the balance. One thing I noticed during that golden goal situation there was obviously Timox thought he'd scored the golden goal, which was offside. He celebrated. And you looked very calm. And I thought at first that you were just emotionless, like a robot. And then I realised, no, you knew that it was offside. You must have looked straight to the scoreboard, seen the goal having been ended. That's what very cool. Yeah, it worked in your favour. Yeah, I looked at the scoreboard and I had the feeling that it was offside, but of course it was a 50-50 decision. And how do you feel? I know it's not over yet, but you've secured yourself at least $40,000 here, potentially 200. That would change your life, surely. It would, yeah, but money is not my reason for playing FIFA. Of course it's great, but I'm more willing, I would just want to win game. That's my motivation. Excellent stuff.
Dito, you are through to the grand final. Congratulations. We are going to find out shortly who you will be meeting. So let's hear it from our commentators.
Yes, thank you very much. Great to hear from Dito there, of course. Will he be facing Gorilla? Most likely. Could be facing Cody, of course. There is an off chance there's the whole German final, because if you think back to the first leg, it was 3-0 in the opening 15 minutes. That's where the goals came from. So it is totally possible to get that momentum going, get yourself some big goals.
Yeah, I mean, Gorilla scored 6 in his first in the first leg, right? There's no reason why technically Cody can't score 7.
It happened in real life, right? I mean, Paris Saint-Germain versus Barcelona, it can happen. We'll see if it does this time around, Laura.
Thank you very much, boys. Now it is going to be Gorilla or Cody making it through to the grand final. And before we meet them, let's hear from them.
I've been playing professional FIFA now since FIFA 15, so just coming up to 3 FIFAs now, but this FIWC is the first time I've qualified.
I'm playing FIFA since 06 and competitive since 2013.
My strengths in FIFA would be my attack. I think I pride myself on having a good attack, but on the flip side, my defence is not always the best.
My gaming style is for ball possession. I like to keep the ball in my own side and see what I can do and where to pass, and really slow building.
Obviously, I'm the last UK guy in the tournament. Obviously, we are in England for FIWC, so hopefully you guys can support me in my home country and hopefully we can bring the trophy home.
I hope they support me because I'm the underdog, and the Britons like underdogs.
Cody's a really, really good player. Obviously, in the group, we drew 1-1. Really close game. He kept the ball off me really well. I didn't really create that many chances. But obviously, the first leg, I won 6-0. I felt like I dominated him. My attack was on point, defensively solid. I didn't really give him many chances.
I will try to score as many goals as possible, and either I lose over 10 or maybe I come back. So I just go all out attacking and see what happens.
The game's not over. A lot of people think 6-0, there's no way that the opposition can come back. All it takes is 1 or 2 quick goals within the first 10-15 minutes and it's game on.
I need to concentrate way more than I did before. I need to focus more.
You know, it's not too big of an issue if he does get 1 or 2 goals throughout the 90 minutes. Just defensively tight, keep the ball and just don't give silly mistakes.
The FIWC is the biggest FIFA tournament, so it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm very proud to be in the top 4.
To be my first time competing in FIWC in my home country, $200,000 and the trophy. If I win the whole thing, I'm taking a shirt off and swinging it around.
And now, please welcome our first Xbox finalist from Germany, Cody, your finisher. Last but not least, our final competitor, representing England, it's Gorilla.
Well, no doubt about who is the favourite coming into this matchup. Spencer Ealing, aka Gorilla. A quick fist bump with the last runner-up of the 2016 FIWC, Sean Allen, the representative who lost out to Mohamed Al-Bakr in somewhat dramatic style. Not too sure anybody wants to see his shirt off, but Spencer Ealing is in a great position to reach that final.
Well, to be honest, I don't care what you say. If I won 200 grand today, I'd probably take my shirt off. I don't care what anyone else thinks at that point. But Gorilla, you know, this game is in his hands. 6-0 up. I think he's got to be a little bit careful in terms of his play style here. I think he just plays as he left off there. This whole mindset of I'm going to protect that 6-0 lead rather than trying to score still more. I think that could be dangerous for him, and hopefully he doesn't fall into that trap.
Well, Spencer said, Gorilla, I should call him, said yesterday he felt he played the best FIFA of his life, and that's a big statement because he has played a lot of FIFA in a lot of tournaments over his career, but he felt yesterday he hit his peak. Is it too early? Was it yesterday? Today's another day? Any old thing you can throw in there. Cody himself, well, he's definitely disappointed. We were talking to him obviously during the semi-finals when Gorilla was playing Janos. Janos himself, in a sense, had so many chances to score goals against Spencer, and that is a problem of his game. While he is fantastic in attack, there will be chances for your opponent. Cody is going to have to take them and take them early.
Absolutely, and he said in his video, I'm going to go all-out attack. At this point, he's got nothing to lose. He might end up losing 10-0 on aggregate because of that, but I think that's the only way that he gets going in this one. He did, however, tell us yesterday as well that he's not a big person for playing three at the back, not for changing his tactics all that much, but more of playing a more attacking lineup when he wants to claw that kind of back when you're behind.
Yeah, pressing the ball, throwing players forward a little more than he would, but still keeping that defensive life so you don't just get undone by a big through ball. You can see the players just getting themselves readied up here, wiping hands down. It's something I've seen Gorilla actually taking around with him just about everywhere, because nobody wants to slip your hand off the controller. You get a bit sweaty. I'm getting pretty sweaty in this situation, Joe, just thinking about playing.
Yeah, that's an important thing as well. I mean, keeping your hands dry and making sure that no silly mistakes, because in that case they kind of are, right? I mean, it's warm and there's a lot of pressure on these guys, and naturally you're going to get sweaty hands, and it's not ideal going forward. 6-0 up though. I think he can afford to have a little bit of sweaty hands, but I think if he concedes 1 or 2, he's only getting sweatier.
Well, you can see Spencer is just waiting to get things underway. While we wait for things to get underway, we'll go back to Laura, although it does look like they're almost ready to go.
Thank you, boys. Yes, they are nearly ready, so there'll just be a couple of minutes. Now, Spencer, looking at the scoreline, we've mentioned it before, it's 6-0. How difficult will this be for Cody to put that out of his mind and start from scratch?
Incredibly difficult. I mean, he knows he has to score not just 1, not just 2, but at least 6 goals. It's not something we've necessarily ever seen Cody do on this biggest stage. He's got to do it against someone who, if you leave any gaps, will punish you. Probably the most talented attacking player there is in FIFA. Gorilla scores goals for fun.
He absolutely does, and he hasn't really conceded any. We've seen him concede some in the competition, but now he's on 0. So let's see what Cody can do. I think they're just about ready. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Cody just getting himself done, just rearranging their teams, getting ready to go. Of course, this is one of, if not the biggest game of their lives, a chance to be in the grand finals for $200,000. And as we just heard from Dito, it's not about the money, it's about the pride. He's there to win, he wants to get himself the win. And as I say, we are now on the Xbox, so the legends are available. And you may have just caught a glimpse of a number of legends in there. They're the gold cards you can see through. And of course, you're looking at the likes of Rude Hull, almost certainly going to be in both these teams. Probably see Patrick Vieira alongside him. They're just making changes now. What they're going to do is rearrange their chemistry. I can tell you also Rio Ferdinand is in there as well, another legend, sort of ex-Man United player. There's Rude. He's got his dreadlocks back in this game though. He's not got the shaven look. He's got the old traditional AC Milan dreadlocks that he used to have when he used to play alongside Marco van Basten, the legend himself.
Yeah, and honestly, we've seen Rude Hull in, I think, 99.9% of all of these Xbox teams. Obviously, fantastic card to have in there. Really big impact player, can do a lot for you. Super versatile, and that'll be the case here throughout these Xbox games as well. But we can see there on your screens just some last-minute changes. These guys, now it's a case of how do I do this? How do I set up my team to give it the best possible chance? You already know for Cody, he needs to score goals, so he needs to go aggressive.
Yeah, absolutely does. And he has to be clinical. That's the main thing. Well, you looked at Janos's game, the semi-final. He had so many chances, just didn't take the goals. Gorilla won that one 6-2, of course. Cody, the finisher, got to get some goals. There's no other way about it. Of course, he has to go all out. But the problem is, if he goes all out, are those through balls going to cut him in half, and then suddenly you're 7, 8, 9 down? Where do you go from there?
Well, home is the sad answer to that one. Of course, we are in the divisional final, so yeah, you win here and you finish second on your console. Win going forward, but honestly, this is just a mammoth task for Cody the finisher. I think we can make no mistake here. If he can turn this one around, it would be the greatest comeback that we've ever seen in competitive FIFA.
No doubt about it. The German kit of the white for Cody the finisher, the away kit of England, the red for Gorilla. And it is Cody on the attack. He needs an early goal. Could this be it? A little tapping already. De Gea, it's not cleared yet. Ronaldo thumps it across the box. And it's straight scooped into the hands of De Gea.
Intent there, really shown already from the get-go by Cody. However, once we see Gorilla in possession, that's where we really see how Cody deals with this one. Playing that three-man back line, it leaves him open. And Gorilla is a man that will punish you. Going forward, probably certainly one of, but possibly even the best moving forward. So, yeah, he's either going to score a lot and be punished, or maybe that comeback really will happen for him. I just don't see it, in all honesty.
Talking of high lines, an offside decision given there very early on, I believe. Dembele, he's been instrumental for Gorilla. That's a great through ball, clips it back. Neymar tries to scoop it over the shoulder and then drill one in, but it was read well by Cody's defensive work. And Marcelo will work it back down the wing. Has to go backwards though. Rio Ferdinand at the moment out on the left wing, something he certainly won't be used to. Can certainly drill a shot in if he needs to. Messi. Back to Ferdinand again. Marcelo making the overlapping run, but it's not worked out for him. And that's a simple tackle coming in for Gorilla as he wins back possession.
Yeah, ball chipped over the top here to Walker. And every moment the Gorilla holds possession makes it more difficult for Cody to come back. There is Holly on the edge of the box, in towards one man. I think it's Neymar in there. Didn't quite get through. That's a great tackle though. And this could be another dangerous position. Holly will cut it across his Dembele. It's going to turn on him, but the defence were behind him. And he manages to clear here, Cody.
Suarez clears it to Messi. That's an overhead ball. It's going down to Ronaldo. Looking for Suarez in the box. Ronaldo might try and cut it in alone. Goes to the scoop turn. And in the end, it's a stray pass. You see, and it's going to be a simple goal kick for Gorilla.
Almost 20 minutes gone. We said an early goal would really boost the confidence of Cody. Conceding an early one could probably break him as well. Neither of those scenarios have happened just yet though. Holly towards Neymar. Back to Holly, pass wasn't clean. Holly on the opposite side will basically replicate that. Falls back into possession of Gorilla, a little bit messy there for him, but again, as I said before, as long as he holds onto the ball, the minutes are ticking away from Cody's comeback.
That's it, it's got back to Ronaldo. Skips it to Neymar, looking for the cut in, goes across the box, well, it clears the danger. Vieira smashes one back in and it's cleared once again. Messi looking to play it back to Marcelo, back return ball. Foul not given, like it was a rough one, that's for sure, but Neymar intercepts and now it's Gorilla on the attack again. Vieira back to Ronaldo, can he turn it? Why did he go for a long ranger? He's got a chance, skips it through and in the end Vieira back doing defensive duties, will clear it. A very tense opener here, but Cody, he needs goals.
Yeah, I think from Gorilla so far this tournament we've seen some of the most incredible skill moves as Suarez just getting through, will be fed to Messi. Where does he go from here? Will cut it back again. He looks to build things up more. This time it's Vieira that gets in the way. Tackle there on the edge of the box, and he needs to clear this one out. He does so onto this bottom side with Dembele now with space to run it.
It's a solid ball, not going to quite work out. Of course, Gorilla can try and make some of these moves. He's got really no pressure on him holding that 6-0 lead. It's going to be all about the fact of if he gets through, how will he deal with Dito, because right now the possession is pretty even between the two. If he's starved of the ball, those clinical goals that he scored yesterday are going to be crucial. As it is, Cody, with 30 minutes gone in this game, is still chasing goals. He needs something, if not for pride's sake.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly that timing will be when you say this is basically impossible, but we're getting close there. For him to score 60 in a half time and throw us in, then I think that's for the tackle that we saw ages and ages ago that was advantage given. Finally did just go out of play, so that's why that yellow for Ferdinand comes in. It's Neymar trying to feed on one through. Again, it's cut out. I think half time he's got to score at least one before then.
He has to.
It's nothing but to build himself up for the possibility that this could happen.
Well, we saw 6 goals and a half in the group stage. We'll see whether we get it here in the divisional finals for the Xbox. David Luiz building from the back. In for Cody to Pogba. Where's he going to go? He's not really got a great deal of support down in the bottom corner here, and yes, he's going to lose out. It's a free kick in an interesting position. Could maybe try and swing one, but it's gone the other way. I was not expecting that.
No, I thought it actually gone for Cody there, but Gorilla will just hoof it upfield, loses possession instantly. But Messi, not able to get a decent head on that. He runs back to Gorilla. 4 minutes plus stoppage time are all that remains of this first half, and time is slowly but surely falling away from Cody and the possibility of his comeback. There's Ronaldo and Vieira all linking up in the middle of the park. Ronaldo will overlap him. Neymar, edge of the box, but David Luiz was there.
A lot of players forward, counter-attack chance maybe. Suarez, just had to hold up, there was offside from Messi, couldn't pass it through, and that's bobbled off Vieira once again. Neymar tries to thread it to Ronaldo, back to Neymar, the 1-2, the give and go, not quite available is he, fends the player off his back, it to Ronaldo, turns it through, Neymar can't run onto that, De Gea off his line. And as we approach half time, it's looking like it's going to be a scoreless opener, because Cody and Gorilla end the first half 0-0.
Yeah, and Gorilla, we're completely happy with that one. Yeah, like I'm sure to score 7, 8, 9, but in the end, he's holding on to a massive aggregate lead at 6-0. And now Cody, he said he was going to go aggressive. We saw from his formation that he was playing that aggressive, but now he has to go all out, just completely all out to have any chance.
As you can see, if you just joined us, Dito did win that first PlayStation Divisional Finals. It went down to a golden goal in the end with Timox getting a goal. There was a red card, there was a penalty, there was everything. But it was Dito that scraped himself through 2-1 there. Gorilla, of course, 6-0 up in this one. And we should point out, if they were to reach the big divisional final, which is an Xbox and a PlayStation, one leg on both, $200,000 will go to the winner. One of these guys is going to be walking home at least $40,000 richer, at the most 200. It is a big prize, a massive step up from 2016. FIFA and EA all in this year on FIFA 17, and it's only going to get bigger as Gorilla with a massive chance. Oh, laid off. Could he have gone for the shot there with Suarez? Arguably, yes.
Could have, didn't know, and that is the lifeline maybe for Cody. For now, at least. There's a ball through once again. This time Suarez does collect, but again it bobbles away from him. Cody will look to push on, will look to find his first over both of these legs. That has to come sooner rather than later to give himself a chance. Here is Ronaldo. Where does he go from here? He's actually come off a defender there. Here will collect. No problem whatsoever. Boots it right up to the halfway line.
Get it clear. That's a great ball, actually, in the end. Neymar can take it on well. Scoop turn past Hullet. Tries to skip it through, and in the end, the danger clear, but only back to Neymar. Tries a little trickery. It comes off back off Suarez's own player, and again, another block from David Luiz. The ball's still not cleared. De Gea can only punch it, and it goes clear to Hullet. Tries to play it out, but Neymar in the end doing defensive duty for Cody all the way back. Gorilla putting some real pressure back onto Cody.
Yeah, I mean, Cody can be as aggressive as he wants in this one, but if it's Gorilla constantly pressuring him, if it's Gorilla that's constantly up in Cody's box, then Cody has no chance to really go all out on this one. Finally does get a throw in. Messi and Pogba linking up. Pogba trying to feed it through to Hullet there, but instantly closed down by two men. This now may leave a bit of a hole at the back for Cody. Suarez just flicking it back. Gorilla passing it around nicely.
At what point now, with just 30 minutes to go, do you start thinking it's not possible? They have to throw caution to the wind, but you've got to get the ball. It's beautiful stuff from Gorilla.
That's it.
As he gets the seventh, Neymar, and that was a fantastic one-touch team goal there. Brilliant stuff from the Englishman.
That makes it impossible, in all frankness here, for Cody to come back. Everyone likes to believe in the underdog in that dream scenario of the comeback, but 7-0 down after 60 minutes. He's got half an hour basically in-game to come up with some kind of miracle that we've never seen before.
Yeah, we're looking at fairy tale territory right now, and it basically needs to be almost route one, over the top, bang it in. That's just about all you can do when you're chasing 7 goals. And that's not 7 goals to win, that's 7 goals just to get yourself a chance at a golden goal. You have to go some serious momentum. Messi for Cody, looking for the cutback, it's on. He's gone too deep, the header, it's in. He's got one back. Is it pride? Is it more? We will find out. But there's only 65 minutes already gone in this divisional final. But the German finally strikes.
Finally strikes Ronaldo there at the back post. As you mentioned, is he just pride at this point? I think the crowd here kind of a pensive clap as in, well, it's great that he scored, but is that the start of more, or is that just it now? Gorilla is a man who we've seen time and time again in this tournament concede a goal but then bounce almost instantly back, and then he completely closes the door on Cody now as we approach 70 minutes.
Well, I mean, in terms of Gorilla, you've got to be cautious, because at what point you start switching off and thinking of Dito, you know, you can't do it during this matchup because almost certainly you'll get punished, but he has enough of a buffer to worry about that as Cody wins it back. Hullet with the overhead through ball, it's going to get chased down by Messi. He's got Suarez in the box, he might look to go for a cross, he's beating his man, he can go for the cutback, this could certainly be a goal, it will be! That's the second, we still have 20 minutes to go, with 5 more to score.
That was a little stronger and louder this time in the audience. People, maybe 1 or 2 of them, starting to believe that this could happen. 71 minutes, it's 20 plus stoppage time. He's got to go literally from almost every single kickoff here. He'll have to get possession and score directly.
Even if Cody were to get 4 or 5 and not quite make it, what sort of impact does that have on Gorilla? If he were to progress through, that's some sort of mental defensive area. He knows it's the weakest part of his game. He knows he can be clinical when he goes forward. Cody is throwing caution to the wind. 3 at the back, chuck them forward. Let's see what else is going to change in there. He's looking around, looking for the weak foot. Dembele going to get switched over with Marcelo. So Marcelo going far forward obviously on the right wing instead. He's going to change it out. No, he's going to keep him in. So no attacking changes, no Mane, no Martial being thrown in.
Oh, okay. That's exactly what he could do with that. Obviously, Dembele did come on for Neymar. A couple of switches for Gorilla as well. Not exactly defensive switches either. Sort of just flash in there. Nice possession view. Cody had a slight advantage of that one, but still about as close to 50-50 as you can expect.
I feel you've got to be pretty brave to substitute Ruud Gullit when he's sat on front row staring at you. I feel that's a change, but Nangolan did come on for him there for Gorilla. And now Ronaldo loses possession, brought down. It's Gullit on the other side for Cody as looks to thread it through to Messi. That's going to be onside. He's got a chance. Look at Suarez in the box. Ronaldo arriving. Messi cuts in. It's a little too close to the keeper. He bundles it. And Suarez looking for something. I think he was taken down by Ronaldo, his own player. And it's going right back up the other end, but it's lost quickly by Fernand.
And one here will thread Suarez through. He's beat the defender, but he might be too wide. De Gea will be tested. It's a corner for Cody. Takes it short to Dembele. We've just gone past the 80-minute mark. Suarez, Ferdinand, the pass just wasn't good enough. And Gorilla now can break.
Dembele down to Neymar. Cuts out, skips the tackle. I think it was Marcelo that flew by, and that's a great through ball. Suarez cuts in a little scoop turn. He's kind of taking the mickey a little too many turns there. I think he's kind of lost his chance. Cody's got all the defenders back in place. Now he's going to scoop it back. Suarez loses the ball. Counter-attack chance, but it's fell to Neymar. And Gorilla, more importantly, just keeping hold of the ball, and time is against him. 85 minutes and counting for Cody to keep getting those goals. It's a goal a minute now. It's a goal a minute.
I think that's fairly obvious to everyone, but Cody maybe snatches another one. Shows that he can compete with Gorilla. Certainly has done in the past as well. These guys met, of course, in the group stage, which ended in a draw. My mind serves me correctly. Yeah, 1-1. So certainly can hold his own. This one's just gotten away from him. There's a nice little ball for Gorilla over the top. Ferdinand says no, not going to have another one. Hoops that one back up. Cody can collect. 89 minutes gone. It's Gorilla that's moving forward from this.
It is indeed. We're going to have an English-German final. There's not a great deal that Cody can do about it. Maybe a bit more pride. Oh, man goes down. I think it was Marcelo went down in the box. Nothing given. Wins it straight back. Big chance. Messi plays it back off him. Gullit with the shot, maybe. Oh, bubble clear. And Messi. Oh, he's offside. Not to be.
I think the first pass through actually was even offside in that one, and see Gorilla just hammer that one forward, and he will win the game 7-2 on aggregate. It is going to be a Gorilla versus Dito grand final for $200,000.
Well, England do things when they're playing in their own country. Of course, 51 years ago, back in that World Cup. Of course, Chrissy Bullard, the last man to win the FIWC on home soil in 2005. Are we going to have a 2017 winner? These are the goals, of course, from this matchup. It started off with Gorilla, and this is really what sealed the deal as Neymar taps it in. But of course, Cody does allow himself a couple of goals. Pride, nonetheless, is still going to be burnt as he lost that opener. It was almost an insurmountable task to come back from that 6-0 loss, certainly, but he's giving himself a decent edge here with those 2 goals.
Yeah, a 3 or a 4, you'd say, still envision a 6 is almost impossible, but yeah, that's how it goes down sometimes. As we said in the group stage, these guys drew with each other 1 apiece. So it's not as though there was a huge gap between them, if maybe at all. This was, of course, that 2-1. Suarez just put it in there at the end. In the end, too much of a big play for Cody to come back in, but Gorilla holds on to it. Brilliantly done.
Fantastic stuff. We have our finalists. They are standing with Laura.
We certainly do, Gorilla. Congratulations. You just made it too difficult for him yesterday to come back. How are you feeling?
Obviously, I'm feeling good. I'm in the grand final, but I'm just disappointed with myself in that performance. I don't know. Obviously, the 6th goal lead, I think, for the first 30 minutes, I just wanted to make sure he didn't score, so that was my aim. But yeah, hopefully I can play much better than that in the grand final.
You don't even have much time to celebrate, really, because you've got to get the game face back on and prepare for Dito, and he's going to make it difficult, isn't he?
Yeah, obviously Dito likes to keep the ball, so I'm going to try my best to take my chances when I do get them. But it's going to be an interesting match, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Got to ask, how much practice have you had on the opposite console?
I've only played like 2 or 3 games prior to this grand final, but like I said, I'm feeling confident, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, let's hear from your opponent. Here's with Spencer.
Thanks, Laura. Dito, you know who you're playing now. You kind of had a good inkling it was going to be Gorilla. How are you feeling going into that matchup?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. As I said, I never played against Gorilla before. Yeah, I'm pretty curious how it's going.
What would you say if I told you that up until today you'd scored 23 goals in the last few days of action, which was the same as Timox actually, and Gorilla has scored 37?
That doesn't scare me at all.
Doesn't scare you. He's a free scorer. He didn't obviously get too many goals just then, but obviously yesterday with the 6, you think you can handle that?
Also, a player like Gorilla has his weaknesses, and I hope I can take them.
Okay, one key thing for your final could be what console comes up first, of course, and I think Laura's going to find out now with the help of a special guest.
I absolutely am. Now, and please put your hands together. He's just joined the Premier League champions for a record club fee. This is Alvaro Morata. Hello, Alvaro. Thank you for joining us. First of all, how excited are you to join the Premier League?
It's a dream come true, you know. Be part of Chelsea and the Premier League. I think is the best league of the world, and I'm very happy to be part of this league.
Big question: how good are you at playing FIFA?
But when I arrive home, I try to train for the next World Cup.
Well, maybe you see there. He has an important job. He's going to do the coin toss. He has a coin in his pocket. If it lands on blue, that means the PlayStation console will go first. If it lands on yellow, that means the Xbox will. So let's have a look. It's landed on blue, which means the PlayStation console will go first. Alvaro, I'll give you that back. Thank you very much. Please give you a warm, clap your hands for him, Alvaro Morata. Spencer, let's get some reaction with you.
Okay, so you heard it from the big man himself, Dito. Your console's going to be up first, PlayStation. Are you going to be looking to get a few goals under your belt ahead of the Xbox leg?
Yeah, of course I do, but I can't be too offensive because I know how dangerous Gorilla is. You have to find the right balance between scoring goals and have a solid defense.
Definitely. And Gorilla, how do you feel about going on the PlayStation first, your less familiar console?
Yeah, I mean, Xbox or PlayStation, we both have to play on each console, so it's not going to be any different whether it's the second or first, so yeah, let's go.
Fair enough. We've got 2 very confident finalists here, guys. The big match is coming up. For now, back to Laura.
Thank you very much. Now, don't go anywhere, because after the break, we will have the grand final. It's the showdown. See you then. Welcome back to the FIFA Interactive World Cup, the grand final. 7 million players entered, and now we're down to our final two. Dito of Germany will play Gorilla of England. They will play one game on the Xbox, one game on the PlayStation, and then we will find out who is our champion. Confirmation of the draw then. There you have it. They've been through thick and thin to get here. And now they meet in the final. Boys, quick question to both of you. It's going to be a very simple question. Who wins?
You know, my head tells me Dito, my heart tells me Gorilla. It's going to be a tough matchup between my emotions right now.
I'm sticking with that from the UK. Gorilla for the win for me.
Interesting. All right, the players are just getting ready so we can see them now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your first grand finalist from the PlayStation division. Representing Germany, it's Dito! And now, introducing the Xbox grand finalist from England, it's Gorilla!
Boys, it doesn't get any bigger than this. How are they going to handle the pressure on that stage, the biggest game of their life?
Well, it all comes down to experience. I mean, Dito has been in this situation very many times, as has Gorilla. It's possession versus aggression. Kai Wallen, aka Dito, is a possession player. Gorilla is an aggressive attacker. So whoever can establish themselves first wins.
Spencer, interestingly enough, you have to play on the opposite console as well. We've seen it in the past. Sometimes players win on the console they're not comfortable with.
Exactly. For me, much bigger than the console at this point is how you adapt to the pressure, how you adapt to the scenario. Can you cope with it? And don't be surprised to see Gorilla maybe even go down a few goals, because he loves a comeback, Gorilla. One thing you can guarantee is you're going to see goals. You're going to see goals. This guy's games are probably the most entertaining out there, both having goals in his net and the opposition's, but he's very one to watch for sure.
So much prize money at stake. They're going to have to block all of that out of their minds, aren't they?
This is why they're pro players, because they've been on the scene before. They're used to blocking out all the noise, all the background noise. You know, they have so many people watching them. They're used to this. I don't think it's going to be a problem for them at all. These are the two top players in FIFA.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, is we saw them earlier on and we know how composed they are. Even when they made it through to this final, it was almost like just another game to them.
Dito particularly, he's kind of a classic sort of cool, composed German man. Yeah, he's a man, he's 29 years old, 9 years senior to Gorilla. More FIFA experience, perhaps as you mentioned, more time in these sort of scenarios, but Gorilla's no stranger to it. He's been on the scene for a while now, hotly tipped coming into this tournament to maybe win the whole thing. Now's the time to live up to that tag.
You had your eye on him, didn't you, from early on? You said, Gorilla, watch out for him, he's going to do things here, and he has.
Yeah, that last performance there, maybe he's not super happy with that. Obviously losing the leg to Cody, obviously smashing it overall in aggregate, but he'll feel like he hasn't really shown on the big stage here what he's capable of. And a quick word on Cody, by the way, if you just tuned in, you saw that he was 6-0 down. We should say he was actually the only one of the final four that won his group, and was unbelievable in the first few days. So unlucky for him, but Gorilla taking him down 6-0 in the first leg shows you what he can do.
Absolutely, boys. Thank you very much. It's now time to join our commentary team for the PlayStation Grand Final.
Thank you very much, Laura and guys. So here we go. It is a PlayStation start, Joe. We saw Murata make the draw there, the flip of the coin. It's always an interesting one to see who's going to have the home and away console advantage. Of course, this being the home console for Dito. Gorilla has been practicing this. I saw him backstage. He was playing against Sean Allen, aka Dragon, his coach and friend alongside him. And Gorilla's actually brought his own controller. It's like a customized, almost an Xbox-esque controller that you can use on the PlayStation. Got it cleared, obviously he had it in preparation after the finals he played in Madrid. If you think back to that Madrid finals, he got absolutely smashed by Principe in that. So he's no stranger to this one. He's played it already in the year. But is that going to be a part of his mind? Because afterwards he kind of like plays it off. He's like, I didn't really mean anything. But it did. It absolutely did, because he's made changes in his lifestyle with the controller.
Well, let's see. He's the one now pushing forward. Actually, has a decent position here with Ronaldo. He's got a cut inside, and this is where we're going to see, the finesse almost of how he can play with these different controls. When you have to pull those tight moves off and what have you, that's where we'll really see how good he is. You can see Gorilla's controller there underneath the desk.
Yeah, it's almost Xbox-esque. It's an Xbox type controller you can use within the PlayStation, whereas obviously the standard PlayStation controller for Dito, because that is his home console. He did say himself his brother has an Xbox, so he's going to have, I wouldn't say an advantage when they switch over, but both of them are certainly more used to these cross-console finals as they become more and more popular throughout the year. People are kind of starting to practice for them.
And we see Gorilla claiming it here, and we feed the man through it is Kante, gets dispossessed out by Valencia. Dito, I'll tell you what, having a little bit of trouble here playing that possession game against Gorilla. Suarez somehow keeping hold of it there on the edge of the box. Kyle Walker just trying to pull a couple of defenders out of position. Kante will knock it back. It falls then in the end to Messi, who goes for the shot and bobbles off the defender, and Courtois will be able to control it. 15 minutes in, and honestly, Gorilla having the better of it so far.
Well, Dito did say he's not going to be able to just push for it because he knows how clinical Gorilla can be, but it's Dito on the attack in the white of the German strip, cuts inside of Gorilla's Kyle Walker, but he wins out the ball, and now the counter forward. The players got behind the ball there, and it's Ronaldo looking for the through ball for Suarez. It's not available. Has to recycle it back to Nangolan as he works it back down the middle. Kante blocking out that ball for Chelsea as he has throughout last year's Premier League title victory. And this time it's a ball over the top for Dito, the German on the attack. It's a bit of a rash ball, still a lot to do. Unable to work out for him. Remember, we should also mention with something we haven't talked about is the fact there is no Legends available on the PlayStation this year, of course. It will be in 2018. The icons will be on both consoles, but it does mean that Gorilla will have had to make changes. It's not so impactful because obviously you're replacing Hulk with Kante, etc. So that those big player cards, player of the season cards throughout the year have sort of made up the stats.
So far, it doesn't seem to be bothering him. Nangolan comes in and dispossesses Dito on the edge of his box. That's a big mistake. How many finals have we seen decided so far this year by players that should have really just cleared the ball? Doesn't happen for him. I'm going to watch that one again. Absolutely insane stuff. Gorilla goes into the lead here.
And we had a warning sign already. We already saw that once, and he got away with it. This time, it was just given away in a clear goal-scoring chance for Nangolan. And well, Gorilla, clinical as he is when he gets in front of goal, I think he would score that in his sleep, let alone here in the grand finals with the spotlights and cameras on him. Suarez for Dito. Can he get some sort of impact reply? Remember, that is an away goal. We should point that out. It will be an away goal rule that will count this time around. That's a great ball through. A chance for an equaliser. It's there. Dito gets one back.
Again, clinical stuff really directly from the kickoff there. We see Suarez and the ball perfectly to Ronaldo, who's got all the space in the world. All he really needed to do there was turn on it and hit it. And he's not going to miss from that kind of position. And that brings Dito right back into it. The perfect reply for him. As you mentioned, the goal for Gorilla, and every goal for Gorilla in this PlayStation leg will count as an away goal. So Dito will be looking to build on that 1-1.
90% passing stats between the two. They don't give the ball away cheaply too often, so that mistake you saw was a very rare one. Suarez taken down in the corner. It's the corner whipped in by Gorilla. It's going to get cleared with ease though. Kante, where's he going with it? Played it across, and it was all white shirts across the other side of the box. So in the end, it was a wise choice. A switch of play once again, something we've been so used to seeing from Dito throughout, trying to pull those players out of position as he builds this attack.
Kante, big ball over the top, typical Dito ball. Suarez, Lacazette will combine. Talvin now coming on through, does a little dance around one, finds Pogba, turns, hits it, and scores! Dito takes the lead. A little dab at the end as well.
Confident stuff there from Dito, starting to find his stride. We knew there would be goals in this game. No defensive masterclass, that's for sure. Gorilla finds himself 2-1 down after having the opener. What sort of impact will that have on him? He knows, of course, he can take it to the Xbox. There's plenty of time. There's no need to go rash just yet. But defence work is something he has tried to work on throughout 2017. He talked about it in Madrid, and well, he just talked about it a moment ago, how disappointed he was to let those 2 goals in against Cody. Maybe that's just playing on his mind right now.
See Dito passing around here at the back. This has gone wrong for him once before, and could really do with avoiding that again, which for now he does. He clears it out. Big ball down the line to Lacazette. Got support from Valencia and Suarez as well. Back into Pogba, of course, goal scorer just moments ago. He will be sent running here again. Does put it across Ronaldo. Oh, Walker basically diving right in front of that one.
That you see nestle in the back of the net so often. You can see the German contingent off to the right of me. Almost expected that to be in the net. They were just waiting for it to nestle. But Pogba trying once again. It's a good little cutback. He's looking for the pass. He finds it, gets it squared across, and he comes back off Azpilicueta into the net. I think he'll go down as an own goal. But it's 3-1 to Dito, the German, here in London.
Yeah, Gorilla, I mean, his defenders maybe they're making it harder for him. It's Tarvin that will be gifted the credit for it. It's 3-1 Dito on his home console. And that's the aim of the game, really. On the console that you're most comfortable with, take a lead and then hope to God that you can hold it when you play away.
That's it. This is still the first half, remember, on the PlayStation. Still a simple 2-0 win for Gorilla on the Xbox would win him the grand finals here, but he's got to be careful. He doesn't let it slide too far, but that is a brilliant goal. Suarez in the top corner. An instant impact back from Gorilla. 3-2.
That's how he needs to bounce back from these ones as well. We've seen him time and time again in this tournament concede, but turn it right back around. That's 2 away goals. That is dangerous for Dito. Considering how Dito said, you know, he's played a couple of times on Xbox, certainly not his favourite. And he also made a very good point that coming into a tournament like this where you know the final will be played cross-console, but you have to play on one console to get there in the first place. You have to really strike that balance. We'll see that later on if that balance for Dito is correct. We're about to hit half-time here. 3 minutes will be added on, but what an explosive first half. Exactly what we'd hoped for. 3-2 it is at the half for Dito.
A 5-goal bonanza in the first 45 minutes in this grand final of the FIFA Interactive World Cup 2017 here in Westminster, London. Look at these goals. It started off so well for Gorilla. A massive defensive error. Look at this. Straight to Marcelo. Uncharacteristic. And that is Nangolan. Well, it's just taps it in the net. He had options as well off the side. Suarez, you can see, sat waiting for it, but finds the net. A big defensive error. And I think almost Dito angrily reacted and goes on a bit of a scoring spree himself.
Yeah, played exactly as you'd expect someone with his experience to do. And obviously, that's a great passing to Ronaldo. In the end, the finish fairly simple. Just turned on it, slots it in past the keeper who had already started rushing out to him. And then, of course, this second one, which is a little bit more special. The skills up on this top side really opening it up.
Yeah, Pogba just tapping that one in the net. Making it 2-1. Beautiful little scoop turn from Suarez there. And tucks it in. Made all the space. Pogba once again, he's been key, hasn't he, for Dito here. Lays it back across the box. Lacazette just turns his body, and then Alvin off the skip side. I think the keeper would have had it, you know, if Azpilicueta hadn't bounced off his shin.
This was, of course, just before half-time. Gorilla pulling one back. Brilliant finish from Suarez.
Only just as well, look.
Yeah, but he's a man who, if he gets in front of the defender there, he's going to put it away.
Yeah, just a little off balance as well from Marcelo, putting the pressure on him, but able to finish it. That's why these cards are so sought after in FIFA. But here we go, second half underway, 3-2 in the first. There's more goals to go in this game, that's for sure.
Yeah, we see Son coming on for Pogba. Pogba for Gorilla. And it's Pogba on the other side. As you mentioned, and rightly so, he's been absolutely instrumental for Dito in at least 2 out of 3 of these goals. See if he can continue that trend. Son, though, coming on for Gorilla. Dangerous, dangerous card. I've seen so many times this weekend already. And Son is a menace in all ways. Message is falling over there. Pogba is going to try and chip it over the top, but Luis not having any of that one. But But instantly, Dito comes back, takes the ball off Gorilla, has a chance to go again.
Yeah, both players are going to be looking at that last half and thinking we need to try and shore up the defences a little bit. We can't continue on this way, it can be very dangerous. Suarez, great through ball, just cut out by David Luiz. It's not cleared yet, I think it's gone for a corner. No, it's a goal kick in the end. A wipe of the hands and a shrug from Gorilla as he plays the ball upfield. Back straight in the possession of Dito though, the German piling on the pressure. Lacazette holds the line, tries to get the ball in, wasn't able to drive the cross in, can't quite reach into Pogba. It's not cleared yet though, back in, Valencia finds Ronaldo. Kante, relentless pressure coming out from the German. Marcelo works it in, but it's gone into David Luiz, and now a counter chance for Gorilla.
Yeah, a little bit too fancy there on the build-up. That's a great pass though to set Messi running off into space, who cuts inside to Ronaldo. There's the run through for Suarez. He's not going to miss that one. Tucks it away. Gorilla levels us up at 3 apiece.
That was a beautiful goal right there. That is the big mighty three, Messi to Ronaldo to Suarez. Easy as you like. It made it look easy, but I think anyone that's played FIFA would see that goal and think, I just want to score goals like that, but I can't. In my head I can do it, but I just can't do it with a controller in my hands. As we approach the 60-minute mark, it's all square 3 apiece, and that's 3 big away goals for Gorilla.
Yeah, that's a scary amount for Dito, in all honesty. I mean, yes, he can turn it around and do the same again, but means that likely he's going to need a clear win when we move on to the next leg. I mean, we've seen 6 in this one already. Will we see another 6, or will we see even more in this before those 90 minutes roll along? All certainly possible. We can see changes currently being made basically on both sides. Gorilla seems to be ready to go though, and honestly, he's doing the job that he needs to do, keeping it level and scoring those away goals.
Yeah, he's done well to come back. 3-1 down, back to 3-3. Momentum swinging in his favour with some fantastic goals. It was Dito putting the pressure on, ironically. It was a counter-attack, wasn't it, that caught him off guard, and that's something that Dito needs to be cautious of. While he has all this possession, he does like the slow build-up play, but it does bring your entire team forward, your entire midfield and defence all stepping forward, and they can easily get caught out with one of those big through balls. Suarez looking to cut through, Azpilicueta runs him off, and now the counter once again. This is what I was talking about. Look how many defenders are back there. There's not a great deal. This is a real big chance for Gorilla. Messi cuts inside. He's looking to try and get the ball into the box. Suarez wants to turn it. He's looking for Ronaldo, but he can't get the pass away. And David Luiz in the end will clear the danger.
Scary again for Dito. Imagine going down on your home console. We've seen it actually already
all too often.
The events this year. Will Dito hold it together? And I think that's almost part of the pressure play, part of the mind games, that you have so much pressure on yourself to win on your console. You know that you've got to this final playing solely on this console. You should be the better player on paper. That just isn't always the case with that pressure on yourself.
Well, just last week we saw it, Rafsua versus Expect Sporting in the FIFA Interactive Club World Cup. The massive comeback that came when they switched consoles. The PlayStation player scoring 5 goals on the Xbox. It was a massive turnaround. Some risky defensive play from Dito there, pulling the ooze from the crowd. But as we approach the 70th minute, you can see it still remains 3 apiece. A high-scoring final. This was the final score actually last year when Mohamed Al-Bakr went on to win in an epic style against poor old Sean Allen, who's just off my eyesight. I will bring it up every time, every chance I get, don't worry Sean, when he lost a 3-1 lead in the last 10 minutes of the game. But here it is much closer. Dito continuing to try and work the angles, work it through, but Messi gets in front of it and clears it for Gorilla.
Sergio Ramos though, get it in there, slides and actually keeps it in play, and it's somehow bobbled through there for Dito to keep a hold of possession. Now that slow build-up that he talked about just before his semi-final. There's the ball through, finally to Lacazette, tries to get past Marcelo, but Marcelo's pass is not good. Ronaldo turns it left-footed, and Courtois comes down. I'll just nudge it left to the post.
Can he go for one of those little flicks on the inside post? He's gone to Kante. That's a real good chance. Like I said, I was turned the wrong way. And Kyle Walker, he'll clear that with ease. He's going to breathe a little sigh of relief. That's a misplay. It's come off the back of Angolan, the first goal scorer of the game. Now the counter. Messi through to Suarez. Little short passing game. Ronaldo slips it to through. Suarez can't get it past. Kante loses it, but he's got it back. Now he doesn't really want to take the shot on. And in the end, the defender just gets a touch to pass it back to the keeper.
Dangerous there, but this could quickly turn the other way. There's going to be a ball over the top from Pogba. Ronaldo had to take one touch there. Son will find Lacazette. Can he actually face goal? It's Pogba that will shoot, but Courtois will catch that one. Doesn't even need to turn it around the post. We're about to hit 85 minutes, still 3 apiece, but Gorilla's going to be the happiest of the two with that result.
Yeah, that's for sure. Still time for one more goal. Take across the middle. Suarez. Ronaldo makes the run. Wasn't as impactful as he'd hoped. The defender from Dito works it well. Through the middle. Son Heung-min hasn't had a great impact. Not that he'd have hoped for when he made those changes. Sometimes works very well in their favour, but this time he hasn't had the chance to use that pace that he has available to him and the finishing finesse. Suarez, I think Dito is starting to slow it down and maybe look for that one final attack, just slow build up from the back and maybe thinking, I can play my normal style against Gorilla, I just need to get it in my own head, because for a long period of time in this game, he wasn't able to play that possession style that we've seen from him throughout the whole tournament.
And those 2 minutes added on, is Gorilla going to snatch one? That would be insane for him. Suarez done enough there. Yep, that will be cleared away. So, first leg will end here. 3 goals each. Gorilla, of course, adding those 3 away goals now to his tally. Can they actually pull this one off?
We will find out. The second half getting underway in just a moment. Let's get over to Spencer and Laura.
Thank you, boys. That is the ideal start, really, for Gorilla. I take it he would have wanted a win, but in terms of on his opposite console, that is what he wanted to do.
Exactly. He's got 3 away goals, which are so important in this matchup. Unfortunately, he said he was using his custom controller. I talked to him before this match. He's not a fan of the regular PlayStation controller because, if you sweat, the thumbsticks they don't have that much of a great grip. So I think the controller is working for him well, and he's got those 3 amazing away goals.
Spencer, Dito with it all to do now on his opposite console. Do you think he can do it?
He could definitely do it. He'll feel a little bit bad that he let the 3-1 lead slip. And I said before, Gorilla never count him out. Even if it had been 4 or 5, Gorilla's got it in him to score those goals, which he's done. He's going to have to just put it out the bag on the opposite console now. It's going to come back to how much Xbox practice he's had.
Excellent. Right, time for a quick break. But after that, we will find out who will be our FIFA Interactive World Cup champion with the Xbox second leg. See you in a moment. if you are just joining us, here's what we've missed. We've had one leg of the final showdown on the PS4, and it was 3-all. How vital will those away goals be for Gorilla? We're going into the Xbox Grand Final shortly, but joining me is Chewboy and Spencer FC boys. I mean, that was comprehensive, wasn't it, from Gorilla to stay in there like that. He went 3-1 down, he brought it back.
Exactly. I mean, Spencer's talking about Gorilla making a lot of comebacks, and, you know, Spencer, you get what you wish for. So, Gorilla, I mean, with that custom control that he was using, it really shows how good he is to come back on that away console. It's very difficult to play on a console you're not used to, so huge advantage. Well, not a huge advantage, but a slight advantage going to the second leg.
Significant one. 6 goals in that one, Spencer. Talk us through them. We can see them now.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Gorilla coming back from 3-1 down, but he did go 1-0 up, which was a rare mistake from Dito, not clearing his lines, trying to take someone on with a defender in his own box. Big mistake, and it's always a Belgian. Nangolan pops up with the goal there, makes it 1-0 for Gorilla, but then Dito really turned on the afterburners here, got himself a couple of goals in quick succession. That was nicely done. Driven pass into the box there, a very popular way of passing in FIFA 17, of course. You get that ball into their feet nice and quick. The pros absolutely love it, and here was the second goal, comes through on the left hand side, and nice little turn, good passing, bang, in the back of the net, 2-1. Gorilla will probably be a little bit unhappy with the way the third goal went in. This one was just a standard goal, if you like, but this one, Pogba, super strong out here, but he gets the ball in the box, and you could argue that Dito's shot was going to go in anyway, Chew, but it was a deflection, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was unlucky for Gorilla, but that deflection definitely sends Courtois the wrong way.
Yeah, big moment in the game there. That, of course, made it 3-1. Gorilla had some big work to do, but we knew he's capable of it. Gets through in the middle here, finds his man, Suarez, first time chance, and he actually gets a little bit of a push from the defender as he hits that, and maybe it actually took the ball into the top corner, to be fair, but it made it 3-2 there, and in the second half, Gorilla went and got the equaliser with that away goal advantage. It's pretty key going into this next game. It's a lovely chip ball, controlled it, finished it, and that's the difference between the amateur and the pro player for me, amongst many things, is they will take those chances 99% of the time. They will not miss.
Dito with it all to do. What can he do in the Xbox Grand Final? Let's find out.
Well, let's find out indeed. Here we go. Gorilla on his home console with a 3-away goal advantage. If it stays this scoreline, that means Gorilla will, of course, take victory, $200,000, and of course the trip to that FIFA Pro Awards, which will be happening later in the year. Dito, he needs to score. The pressure is off him. Effectively, he's had his home console. Now it's him time to play the way he can with that slow build-up. The Legends back in play, of course, on the Xbox as well. Didn't actually catch a glimpse of whether he's stuck with the same team. No, he's brought Hollett in. Okay, so he's changed Nangolan, I believe, in for Hollett, I believe. That's, of course, the Legends available on the Xbox. Gorilla, standard team for him. This is the difference. He's on home soil now. A little controller change for Dito. This is the big part, right? So you used to playing with a PlayStation controller, a little bit small, a little bit. I don't know. It depends how you are, how big your hands are. That's a big part of it, of course. Now, we're just going to change the buttons around, just switching the pass button, I believe, there, Dito.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it's about feeling as comfortable as you can, trying to get the setup as close to, one for one as you can as your home console. We'll see, though. I mean, the thing is, Dito can't rely on a draw unless it's obviously a 3-3 draw, or even better for him than a 4-4 draw. But if you can win this outright, then he saves himself all that pain. For now, though, Gorilla on his home console, 3 goals scored away. Can he break the scoring here early on? On the edge of the box with Nangolan, in towards Hollett, who pulls it back, but the opposite Hollett got in there before him. And now a chance for Dito to have his first goal of the game.
Lacazette cuts it back. Lacazette's making the run as well. Looking at Valencia, he's going to go for the overhead through ball, and it will reach Lacazette. He can square it into the box, but the first touch let him down. Just about keeps it in play, but he was muscled off it with ease in the end as the 2 defenders close him down. It's Gorilla in the red once again, in possession. Playing a little bit more slowly, I would say, than he has done. Not looking for that more direct play. As I say that, he puts a big through ball in. It's fell kindly. Marcelo gets it back to Ronaldo, looking towards the middle of the box. He wants to go for the cutback. He tries to stop. He's got control still, just about holds onto it. Nangolan can't turn quick enough. and it's Dito that clears the danger.
Almost shooting chance there for Gorilla. Well defended though from Dito. Keep the pressure on. That could have been a little dangerous for him. So, one man running, trying to get on the end of it, but Dito continues to spread the ball well, as we're so used to from him. He's back onto that top side. Marcelo directly back into the middle. Just trying to keep a hold of it. And I think just calm his nerves somewhat at this stage as well. We saw almost instantly the realisation that his controller was different when they started, and paused to change that one off. And I think this might be a case 2-3 minutes of real time, not in-game time, to just relax and set the scene, if you like.
Exactly, get comfortable on the ball, as it were, in real terms of football. Kante does manage to keep control for Dito, but he's lost it fairly easily back on that wing. Ferdinand with a long ball over the top, a chaser. Valencia just cuts it out though, and Dito keeps it calm. Remember that big defensive area. It's Nangolan that's chasing them down there as well. It was David Luiz that lost possession for Dito for the opener, and that's a direct pass. A little lucky to reach Lacazette. Ronaldo will play it back as Dito started to feel more comfortable and started to play his possession game that he was used to. He didn't get a chance to settle in, I feel, on the PlayStation, but now on the Xbox it looks like he's starting to feel a little comfortable. That's good run out of play in the end though, and that's something I think so a little worrisome for Gorilla.
Yeah, and that's the great thing for Dito though. I mean, he knows that all he needs is to win 1-0 here, and this is done. This will be, all paint saved, if you like. He'll be 200,000 richer and could go on the champion of 2017. But Gorilla's not a man to give up that easy. Advantage given there, which I think would be preferential for Dito. He holds on to possession. Lacazette will have to beat basically 2 men to get this one across. In the end, it takes a second swipe, and he wins the corner.
Is he going to go for the in-swinger? He is. He's looking to get there. Once the inside post, but it's just gone wide. And it's a goal kick for Gorilla. 31 minutes gone. Dito and a couple of chances there. I think I took that free kick, honestly. It was advantage given, but it was a really good spot. This is a good run, though. That's a great ball over the top for Ronaldo. Get the parry. It's got to be. And Gorilla scores on the Xbox, making it 4-3. And that puts him right in the driving seat.
Yeah, keeper not able to keep a hold of it, and while Suarez was in just perfect position there. Great position that he has anyway. That is just a nice little tap-in for him. It was that big ball over the top again that started things out, and now all the work is there for Dito. He needs to score 2 to win this outright.
2 goals. 1 is not enough, and that's instantly made it a tough challenge. We were talking about all he needed was a 1-0. It suddenly got a lot harder. Ronaldo took an injury there for Gorilla. We'll have to shake that one off. Won't get substituted, it seems. Suarez to Hullet through the middle. Ronaldo for Dito. Can he get the instant reply that he got in the PlayStation? Almost got really lucky with that rebound. Still not cleared exactly as Dembele tries to shrug off Hullet down the wing. Hullet with the through ball for the red of Gorilla. Another goal here would be so impactful. Neymar, though, unable to keep control. And Dito goes back on the attack.
This could be a killer ball, though it will run on through. Can he beat the man? Will he shoot? He does shoot. Oh, he's hit the post. Luis got there as well, just before him. Oh, that could be heartbreaking. That could be a decider in this game. So close there for Dito.
We've seen them rebound straight back in the path of the striker, but this time it goes wide, and Dito just tracked it a little too far. That's purely down to the controller. Suarez looking for the through ball, gets it to Kante, shrugs it off, and maybe could have turned himself, but he didn't want to take the shot on with Kante. Can't do that scoop turn quite as well as your Suarez and Ronaldo's. That's a great ball through for Gorilla. Suarez looking in the box. Ronaldo arriving, but he's passed it on a little too hard. Ooh, Courtois, a little back of the pass. Would love to see Conte's face if he did that in real life.
I mean, that's, in all fairness, incredibly ballsy stuff. 200,000 on the line, and that's not something that most players would even bother risking. Showing maybe the experience once again of Dito, knowing that his opponent wouldn't just expect that. There's Ronaldo. Oh, Courtois comes out. He's managed to get it away. We're on the stroke of half time, and he comes in again, and it's Hullet that comes in from post. And the other Hullet, the real Hullet, is on his feet.
Celebrates the goal that eventually comes. Honestly, I thought he could have taken the shot before in the first chance he had. He didn't use Hullet though, but the tap in for Hullet there. It wasn't the trademark dreadlock header. It was just a simple tap in on the stroke of half time.
They all count.
As he makes it 2-0 and 5-3 on aggregate. And Dito now needs 3 goals in the second half to get himself back in this game. What a thriller to finish in the first half.
Yeah, this right now is Gorilla's game to lose. Everything is in his hands right now. And of course, Dito, does that take the pressure off him? I'm not sure it does. He knows that the only way he's up from here in reality, he's have to go for this one. Let's have a look at the goals though from this first half, because again there were lots of them.
Yeah, Nangolan over the top, and Ronaldo doesn't tend to miss from there. The parry from Courtois, you can argue, would De Gea held it? Would he have parried it differently? This is the argument a lot of players have. Of course, different goalkeepers tend to be used. Obviously the AI does a lot of the saving for you, and they do react slightly differently. Big chance for Dito here. This was off the post, and that heartbreak. It could have gone off to the left. Suarez was coming in. Ronaldo was back on his feet taking the shot, but this the goal. This is where I thought he could have took it there with Hullet. Instead, he parried it. He went back. Nangolan recycled it, looked for the cutback, the pass, and the inside tap in from Hullet makes it 2-0 on the Xbox and 5-3 on aggregate in the FIFA Interactive World Cup so far.
Yeah, and I believe that actually all started off with, again, not getting the ball out of the defence quick enough. And that is, I think, happening far too often for Dito at this point. Maybe something he needs to work on for the future, of course, but it all comes down to this last second half. He's 5-3 behind, and he needs to score those, 3 goals here. He can't lose this one.
I mean, it's safe to say it doesn't matter if he lets one more in, because he still needs to score 3.
Exactly.
That would tie things up, of course, 3-3 on the first half, but we might be seeing that third goal here. Hullet goes down. A rash tackle. Looks like he's picked up an injury there, but the counter still on. Ronaldo lays it across, and Marcelo just gets a foot to it to lay it back to Courtois. Chance now for Dito. He's going to have to start building these attacks up a little bit quicker because he's got time against him. Really nice crossfield ball there, though. Alvin looking towards the middle. There's Hullet coming in, lays it across to Kante. He's got options in the middle, but he can't get past the defenders. That's straight through. It has to be. What? Oh, fresh air shot and down on the ground. Dito's going to be kicking himself.
Yeah, ball went through. I think he just pulled him back a little bit awkwardly there. And you saw the frustration on Dito's face with that. And now maybe Gorilla is going to put even more pain on top of him as he fleds it in. It's Neymar, and he is in. Gorilla taking a 3-0 lead. And that is just misery for Dito. 6-3 behind. He needs to now score 3 goals before full time to push us into extra time.
Big celebration from Spencer's coach in the corner, Sean Allen, the FIFA Interactive World Cup runner-up in 2016. He's been supporting Gorilla throughout this tournament. His biggest fan club member in the corner as well, yelling every time he gets a goal. Gorilla tries to keep it calm, but he knows he has a 3-goal lead. And that is a massive, massive thing to go with just 35 minutes played. We saw some dramatic comebacks last year in New York. Are we going to see more here from Dito?
Well, if Gorilla loses possession like that, Dito is a player that may just punish him. Good tackle though. That will be cleared back upfield. So, 60 minutes gone. 3 goals needed to push us further. The ball is looped over the top by Gorilla. Can he beat his man? He won't need to. Advantage is called and then brought back again. So this is a dangerous position now. Gorilla is going to throw that one straight in towards a penalty spot. It was Hullet that was there. Didn't quite get ahead on it though.
No, couldn't quite flick it in. Ferdinand beaten off the ball by Lacazette. Somewhat unfairly, another free kick chance. And this is all playing in favour of Gorilla, isn't it? The clock runs down as these free kicks keep coming. 63 minutes gone. Dito needs one of those goals early on, but that's a header. Chance going miss it. Now, counter chance actually with so many players forward. The big defenders would be in there, but that is how you stop the counter. He's going to take a card. No, excuse me, just a telling off from the referee. Very lenient as Ronaldo gets sliced down by Neymar.
Goal has to come quickly for Dito. He's going to go a little bit more direct with that one. Bad control though, and in the end this will be called back. Not sure exactly what happened there in the end. It's going to be fouled just off our screens. Dito, oh, that's another mistake from him. It's actually a 2-on-1. This is a position where you fancy Gorilla to score in. Oh, and almost another one. That was pretty insane stuff, and Dito feels like, you know, the pressure is just getting to him now.
It's a great through ball. Messi to Nangolan. Slips it through. Nangolan back to Holland. It's going to show the runner. Dembele deflected for Ronaldo. It's 4-0 for huge Gorilla. Dragging alongside him. He knows it may well just be done. 7-3 on aggregate. A massive, massive lead for Gorilla here in the grand finals of the second leg. An aggregate scoreline. Dito, he needs 4 goals to come back. It would be a winner if he got 4, but it would also be absolute mayhem here, I believe, in the final 20 minutes.
And that's exactly what he's got. Look at the shots there. 7 for Gorilla, only the single one for Dito, and he's not put one away just yet. This one will loop over. Was he offside? He was offside there. It was close, but will be called back. And time is ticking. Gorilla can almost smell the cash.
$200,000 to the winner here. 40,000 for second prize. Not a bad day's work, that's for sure, or 3 days' work as the case may be. And of course the trophy, the trip to the FIFA Awards as well later on in the year, where you will be rubbing shoulders with perhaps the likes of Morata, who is here in attendance alongside Neymar, Ronaldo, Messi. They'll all be there, and one of these players will as well. Valencia for Dito, wins it back, gets it across to Suarez. Kante, he needs a goal and he needs it now. He's running desperately out of time as 15 minutes remain on the clock for him.
On to Valencia. He's going to send Lacazette running. Come back with it though. Maybe get it away. Finally does. Valencia knocks it up towards Suarez. Will turn back inside. Ball is good to Lacazette. He's going to have a shot, and De Gea will be tested there. Wasn't knocked out for a corner. In fact, I think Gorilla's even going to get the throw-in from that one.
Well, we have a clear and defined winner so far. Are we going to see any drama? Dito has to make the changes, and is it a little too late? That's the question. It's Son Heung-min coming in for Alvin on the left there. Maybe he's going to switch in with Suarez. You can see Suarez playing in centre midfield at the moment. Nangolan will come on as well. Couple of changes. Is it enough? Time is really against him. 10 minutes plus extra time. You're looking at maybe 13, 14 minutes max to get 4 goals.
Difficult. Is it impossible? I don't think so just yet, but it's going to be one of the most incredible comebacks. If that last game that we were talking about comebacks was anything to go by, this is certainly up there with them as well. 4 goals going to be needed here for Dito. He would win it outright then on away goals, but the task is absolutely mammoth. And first of all, he's got to get the ball off Gorilla. And he's not going to give that one up easily. There's a looping ball over the top. Will be collected by Son. Will even try and push forward with this one. Actually does get dispossessed, and hands are up from the defender, claiming no foul. Ball kept in there as well. Martial into Kante. He's going to send one man running, but right into the feet of Ferdinand. 85 minutes now gone. Gorilla one step closer.
You've got to hand it to Gorilla. Despite the possession game that Dito tries to play, he has absolutely took every single chance he's had. Has been so impactful every time he goes forward. Dito on the attack. Son cuts it back, looking for one here, maybe to get things started. Oh, it comes off David Luiz. And when the luck is not with you, that's how it goes. The corner whipped in. Any header? No. It's a goal kick, I believe. And it is Gorilla now with just a couple of minutes remaining, holding 7-3 on aggregate, 4-0 here on the Xbox. A mammoth goal tally to be here in the grand final.
Marcelo going to loop this one up. And well, can't quite get on the end of it. 3 minutes to be added on in-game. That's no time whatsoever to score himself 4 goals. This one is done, but can at least Dito pick one at the end?
Well, it's just a little shot. That's all he's going to get. He can't recycle it too many times. I think it's simply a case of pride, and it will bobble over once again. Another corner, and the time is very much over. We have ourselves an almost certain winner in Huge Gorilla. England are victorious in London. Spencer Ealing, aka Gorilla, is the 2017 FIFA Interactive World Champion.
And Dito, you know, he's played absolutely amazingly throughout this tournament. Of course, I think no consolation to him when it comes to losing a big final like this, but he takes himself 40k. But it's all about this man on your screen. Gorilla, what a performance. He's had over so many tournaments this year, a lot of pressure on him, and finally he delivers, and what a place to do it.
Absolutely. Goals galore from Gorilla throughout this tournament. We heard it before this final, 37 goals were scored. Well, you can throw another 7 on top of that. It has been a magnificent final. These are goals, the deflection straight into the path of Suarez, and brilliant finishing. You maybe put your money on Ronaldo scoring that a number of times, but it wasn't to be. Gorilla, of course, he's been, well, touted as favourite throughout many, many tournaments this year, of course. Hasn't been successful. Did win in Madrid for the Xbox in the FIFA Ultimate Team Championships, but was really null and void when we reached the grand finals in Berlin, which is why he wasn't really tainted as a favourite coming into this tournament.
Yeah, but how he's turned that one around. I mean, he's skipped a couple of beats, but honestly, when it's counted, he's been there. He's peaked at exactly the right time. And what a performance from him today. If you look back to that divisional final, to this grand final, he's just been scoring for absolute fun. This, of course, was number 4, Dembele, and then Ronaldo. He was a little unlucky. I think it was Ferdinand really that put that one in there, but Gorilla was the winner, and deservedly so.
Absolutely. 3 Germans into the semi-finals and 1 Brit. It's the plucky Brit that came out with Laura.
Thank you, boys. Gorilla, all competition you have been so composed, you've been straight-faced, you haven't given us any emotion, and now finally we see a smile on your face. You are the FIFA Interactive World Cup champion. How are you feeling?
I don't know. Obviously, all tournament I don't celebrate my goals. Even then when I was 3-4 goals, I don't really celebrate, so I don't know. I don't know what to say, but yeah, it's amazing.
Let's talk about the PlayStation performance that you put in, because that's really where you did the business.
Yeah, obviously I went 1-0 up, got a lucky goal, and then obviously went 3-1 up, so I was a bit disappointed, and then half-time 3-2, and then we finished the game with 3-3, but to take 3 away goals into obviously my preferred console was a massive boost for me, so I think that's what obviously won me the game.
You say you don't celebrate, maybe you didn't up to this point, but we do have some reaction to show that you really do celebrate sometimes. Talk us through this.
Yeah, obviously Dragon coached me, runner up last year. I think he's been a massive help for me, so fair play to Dragon.
He must have given you so much advice, because he's been in this position this time last year. He was in the final.
Yes, so obviously I wanted him, he didn't qualify this time, I wanted him as a coach, probably the best coach anyone can have. We play similar, and he's just motivated me throughout the tournament, so this win goes to Dragon.
You tapped in your second goal on this console with Ruud Gullit. It seems quite a nice touch that Ruud Gullit is here now to bring you your trophy. So everybody, please welcome Ruud Gullit. Thank you very much, Ruud. I mean, you were sat there watching, he tapped it in with you, then he gave you a little lip, didn't he?
Look, you know, I was very pleased that he let me score a goal.
You had a part in his win, it must feel great for you too.
But yeah, it was the first time I saw myself playing. A lot of people told me about my abilities on the screen, and I didn't know, but yeah, I was pleased with myself.
Now I'm going to move out of the way just to give you guys your moment. So Ruud, please hand over the trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your FIFA Interactive World Cup champion.
and he took that weight on his shoulders, and you can see it kind of just being let loose at the end there when he got the win. So well done to Gorilla, fantastic performance.
And it's a moment he's never going to forget. Ruud is here now. You had a part in that, Ruud. That was very special.
Yeah, it was very special. I didn't expect this. I didn't know what to expect. I saw that this enthusiastic crowd. I saw players really be, eager to win this thing, and amazing. And it's good to watch it well.
Absolutely. Now you just saw him with Sean Allen there. He's mentioned him. That is his coach. He was in this position last year. How special is that relationship? How much would he have helped him along the way?
They've known each other for a long time. They've been training partners throughout the years. As Gorilla said, they've got a very similar style of play, so it made sense to have him in his corner, let him know what he was doing right, what he needed to improve, and what a partnership.
Is it also so that the coach get 10%?
I don't know what their arrangement is, but who knows?
What about the future, Spencer? We saw that the prize money's just gone up and up. Last year it was 20,000, this year it's 200,000. Where is the future of FIFA and esports?
I mean, it's limitless. You look at the size of the sport, it's based on football. It's the world's biggest sport. So many people watching it, so many people playing this game, FIFA, all the time, that it can just keep growing. He's given the trophy there to Sean Allen. It's a lovely moment.
You can see just how much it means to Sean Allen, his friend, his coach, last year's finalist. He's emotional holding that trophy. Definitely has a part to play in that. And Ruud, just a final word from you. You said your kids play this. Will they be inspired by somebody like Gorilla and what he's done here today?
Of course, it's fantastic. It's competitive, and people put a lot of effort in it. It's not just a game only. You still need to have skills, and I think they train their skills hours and hours. So a big applause for the winner, guys.
Yep, 100%. I've got to say, the FIFA community, people have got to do some amazing things, but that moment when Gorilla scores, turns around and literally points to the man who scored in the goal, in real life, it's got to be up there, one of the best moments in FIFA history.
It doesn't get much better than that. Thank you very much, Ruud, for joining us. Thank you, Spencer, and to all of our commentary team as well. And congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Give out one more time for your FIFA Interactive World Cup champion. It's Gorilla. Make sure you join us again next year.